Okay, this article is coming from Zacks by way of the Nasdaq.com. Will Q1 earnings fuel a rally in the Dow ETF? So the Dow Jones has been underperforming the other U.S. big indices, of which you got the Nasdaq, you have the S&P 500, and the Russell 2000. It's up a measly 1.5% so far this year. First quarter actually kicked off today, primarily the bank sector. You had J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and several others announcing earnings today. Of the 16 Zach sectors, 6 are expected to post positive earnings growth in the first quarter, strongest being the transports, um, followed by consumer discretionary, aerospace, energy, industrial products, finance. So this should help the Dow. Um, with regards to transports, energy, you have Chevron. Consumer discretionary, you got Walmart in the Dow 30. Industrial products, you have Honeywell, um, Caterpillar in the Dow 30. So the Spider Dow Jones Average ETF Trust is one of the largest and most popular ETFs in the space. Holds 30 blue chip stocks. The breakdown of the sectors: you have healthcare, 21%. So we just saw United Healthcare announce their earnings, which was good, but the stock fell. Um, Financials: Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, uh, IT, industrials, as I just mentioned, Caterpillar, Honeywell. Consumer discretionary are the top 5 sectors. Nearly one-fourth of the blue chip firms are expected to announce results this week and next week. So again, J.P. Morgan announced earnings this today. United Healthcare announced earnings today. You got J&J and Goldman Sachs coming up. There was an analyst that mentioned to buy Goldman going into earnings. IBM, it's an old dinosaur. It's still around. And then you have Intel, which has been picking up some steam as they look to make a comeback. So we're just going to go to the Dow Jones average. We're going to start off at the monthly chart. And I think I did a video a couple of months ago, and I had a short-term target at 31,200. And it appears that it missed that mark by about 220 points. Since then, it has rallied very hard, but it is bumping up against this down trend line. As you can see, it held once, twice, and so far it's holding for a third time or fourth time, and it's pulling back. I think that was probably due to today's price action. So let's go to the weekly chart, and you can see that a bit better here. Again, depending on how you draw the trend line, what you can see is price nipped it or came close to it, and price actually breached it but did not close above it. All right. So if I'm looking at the weekly chart, potentially you have some buyers at this level here, and there's one other level where there might be some buyers this level down here. All right, but I'm not going to denote them until we at least look at them on the. Actually, this is the daily chart. Okay, let's go to the weekly chart for a second. Okay, you can see this doji indecision candle. You had a strong move down, doji indecision candle, and then a rally higher, right? All right, so now let's go down to the daily chart. And how I like to draw my zones, if it's on the daily, I like to put them in blue. We're going to go down one more level, and that's going to be the 4 hour time chart. Um, you know, not a lot of volume, not a lot of volume. So I'm kind of leery of these levels here. Let's see how things look at on the 4-hour chart. And again, price structure not ideal to call those levels, but we'll leave them on anyway. Case in point, again on the 4-hour chart, price came down, touched the zone, and now it's pulling back, right? Um, the lower level, you definitely have buying pressure represented in these wicks here. So um, these look like two decent levels to at least keep on your charts. If I go back to the daily chart, the question becomes, next week will price not only pierce it, but will it close above it? Or do we get a pullback before prices go higher? Now, if we're in a recession or pending recession, the market never bottoms before a recession starts, right? Again, the market never bottoms before a recession starts. They're talking about a recession later this year, early 2020, early 2024. So if that's the case, and analysts have to revise their earnings because of you know demand in the coming months and quarters, then price should decline. Many think that we're going to retest the October lows around 31,500. It remains to be seen. If we go back to the weekly for a second, right now, because price is respecting that downtrend line, maybe we're going to see another leg down. Definitely we'll know in the coming weeks as earnings is just kicking off. It should be an interesting one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.